Most people get discouraged on YouTube because the money part. Like, I'm not seeing the money fast enough, therefore I quit.
Yeah.
Every video you should have a play.
A monetization play.
Yeah, what's the play that I'm gonna run so that this does make money? And intentionality is how you make money fast on YouTube. I literally just started doing that in December, and in a month's time, I literally pulled it up. It was $6,900. Just insane.
Dang.
But that flow is like, you can do that flow. Anyone could do this flow.
My Faceless channel, for example, got a $15,000 brand deal. That to me, like, blew my mind because I was like, this is where the real money's at.
You gotta just press record.
Omar, I'm excited to be chatting with you again, and we're gonna be helping the people this time make money on YouTube. In our last conversation, we talked about how to get views, but how do you turn those views into cash? And I'm excited to kind of break down some of the cool stuff that you're doing. You're making couple G's a month with some things that, are pretty simple.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to just jump into this and help people stack the cash.
Stack the cash. and I think because we were talking right before we had this conversation about like, how do we make this like truly simple? I think I would like to level the playing field and just understand that making videos for the first time, that's kind of difficult. Like just getting in front of the camera, that the confidence and all that stuff. I actually think this side of YouTube is the simple part. It's the sitting down on your computer, setting things up, getting some links, this and that. And so actually I wrote down like, what's the basic formula for making the fastest money possible on YouTube? And it's uploading videos consistently with links in your description. Like that's because I think most people think about getting into YouTube and they want to go the AdSense route, which I want to talk about because you kill it on that. But at its core, this is how people are making money on YouTube. There are links in the description. And I know like, and so this conversation, let's talk about these links and how can we set these up to make sure that somebody, is actually gonna click them, So there's things you can do in the video, there's things you could put on screen. And so, I'm excited to get into some of this.
I think let's start with, I think there's some good tips on how to get even more viewers to go to that description. But first, let's just like look at this and someone's listening and what are the best / easiest, most simple ways to make money with those links in description, because they're like, what does that even mean? One of them would be affiliate marketing. So you're getting views to your video, and let's say you're reviewing a product, you're doing a comparison video, something like this. You have an affiliate link that you can easily sign up for. And so when someone purchases that product, and you've probably done this on YouTube, you've bought something, from a YouTube video, that person gets a commission. So, I've done this before on my personal channel. I actually I haven't posted on that channel in like, I don't know, 2-3 years, maybe 2 years. And the video that's bringing in money, like $300 every single month.
That's incredible.
And I literally do nothing.
No, that's true passive.
Do nothing.
That's true
passive. And so that's one way, but like,
but I would, so you say, so somebody says, okay, affiliate marketing, you just sign up for affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
What does that look like? Cause some people, my brain goes to Amazon affiliates because that's just where everything is at.
And a lot of people shop there. So
but not everyone could sign up right away. That takes time. So
software is huge. So are there software tools that you use in your business? Are there certain programs? You got to think about, what do I use? And a lot of the stuff that we use, we get off Amazon, right? Like this microphone, you could buy off Amazon, but there's like editing softwares, there's AI tools, there's vidIQ. And if people want to like use vidIQ, like we're using this, we talk about it. And so it takes a little bit of work, like go on Google, look it up. And this is what I did so I'm still making $300 a month. It's not from Amazon affiliates because directly. Amazon affiliates, the percentages aren't very high. So I have a higher percentage. I think it's like 15% on this like video LUT, right? Which is like a color, preset.
I bought it from your link.
Let's go.
We're going to the bank.
I owe you coffee.
Okay.
And so, that is maybe one that a lot of people would overlook, where I'm like, I use it on every single video I was making. And so I reached out to him and he was like, hey, I just started an affiliate program, and he sent it out to me. So do a little bit of work of like emailing those people, Googling it. A lot of people nowadays just have affiliate programs set up. And then that would kind of be what to do. Don't just think it's Amazon. It's not just Amazon. Good. And you can get much higher percentages if you're reaching out to companies. And again, software could be huge.
I actually remember when our daughter was first born, I made a book and I used like a fancy like hipster website. Yeah. And I made this book and I made a review because I was doing photography tutorials, and I just went to look up there on Google, their affiliate program. And then sure enough, they had one, and it was really cool. Made a few dollars. I made the money back from actually buying the photo book, which is nice, you know? So that photo book was free.
You just remind me of something, which is the next kind of version, which is selling your own product. And I remember the first time we met, it was at Growth Video Live 1. You were telling me about some photo presets you were making. You were making like, I don't remember if you still remember how much money you were making, but like explain that.
Dude, talk about the fastest way to make money. Yeah.
Selling digital products.
Selling digital products that require no human delivery system, right? It's just all online. And so
explain what it was.
So I created
photography.
Yeah, I was doing photography tutorials, but in particular, I was doing a tutorial on how to grade a photo, or, you know, put a preset on a photo. And I was seeing like all these YouTubers selling presets, and I'm like, dude, my presets are better because I've bought in their presets, and you put them on, and it's like, well, I'm not in Antarctica. You know, like they have these like Niagara Falls preset, and I'm like, I'm not gonna use it. So I made very like basic, like these will just make your photos pop. And for whatever reason, you know, like did some SEO work, made sure the video would rank in search. It was like how to make your photos look more professional. And dude, instantly, I was selling my presets for $25, which was kind of premium at the time. Like, and I only had 3 presets. Everybody was selling like 15 plus presets. And dude, the story is I was able to pay my mortgage in the first month of me uploading that video. Granted, my mortgage was $800, and this was like earlier in the time. But
it sounds
dude,
cooler.
Yeah, it markets well. Yeah.
You know, another part of it that I remember too is we ended up catching up. Like 6 months later, we were at like Vid Summit or VidCon. And I remember you were like, yeah, dude, so I've been getting emails. And you're like, I made more presets, and you emailed your email list. And I think you were like, yeah, I made like $2,000 today or something crazy like that. And you like blew my mind at the time selling your own digital products. So maybe talk about the importance of an email list.
Yeah.
How can just someone watching this create an online product? Because I think about like resources that you wish you had.
Yeah.
Think about things that you're building, like even like guides, ebooks. Like these are actually pretty simple things you can create that can be super valuable. Yeah, Canva.
No, I think what we don't think about often is the psychology of somebody learning on YouTube, right? So the reason why affiliate is awesome is because somebody is looking for information. And what you're doing by posting videos online on YouTube is you're building trust with somebody with a credit card in their hand. So like, if this person just persuades me to want to buy whatever this product is, they're most likely going to buy it through your link. Now, if you teach somebody how to do something and you actually provide the supplies or the like we said that digital asset, then they're going to be more likely to buy it. And yeah, I think when we talk about links in the description, we talk about affiliate links. I think the next link you should consider is actually getting information, and we do that by like building an email list, you know. And so sometimes if it is a lower ticket, like if it is very cheap, like my preset's $25, you know, if you have a $50 course or even $100, I feel like if it's even a little bit higher, then you should probably just give away something for free. Maybe that thing you wanted to charge for, consider giving it away for free, because if you're starting out on YouTube, probably building your email list is more wise than selling a lot of something, in my opinion.
It's a long-term play.
It's a long-term play. More money. Yeah. So you definitely want that like email strategy. But dude, I've been cooking on my podcast with this simple flow, and I want to make it simple because I think it is, you know. So I understand the biggest pain point when people, and the number one comments that come in on my podcast is, dude, this looks and sounds so good. So my free download is access to my gear list, and I make it cool. I just say, you know, it's a live document that I keep updated. Cool. So I make a little ad in my video, a little call to action, and then people.
Where in the video should people put that?
That's good. I put it later in the video. I mean, maybe
not
like,
right at the beginning, right? Because you don't want to bombard people; they'll skip over it.
And I have a podcast, so it's just it is kind of randomly placed, like 10 minutes in or something. But if you're doing, you don't always need to talk about the product, especially if you're you're making 8-10 minute videos. You can just do it when it makes sense. Yeah. And over time, you're gonna have all these videos that have all these call to actions. But then you give somebody this free thing for exchange of their, the name, email, and maybe phone number. But once you put that in, and I just use Flowdesk, I'm giving it away right now.
All right.
I put in Flowdesk, and then when you hit submit, it redirects you to a Thinkific landing page. And that is a cheap course. It's $47.
Sweet.
So what's also cool is Flowdesk is now going to send an email to that person with that link to that gear doc. And then in the email is, hey, by the way, if you need help putting this gear together, check out this. So it's like you get hit twice with that thing. And just I literally just started doing that in December. And in a month's time, I literally pulled it up. It was $6,900. insane
thing.
But that flow is like, you can do that flow. Anyone could do this flow. Is just take the time to think about what do your people want most, you know, if you can, based on that digital product, based on what you're talking about in a video. And I like to think of videos, I think people should think of it like this, that every video you should have a play. Like, what's the play we're gonna run? And so, or you can call it a game plan.
Monetization play.
Yeah, a plan, a play. But that's how I like to think about it. It's like, all right, before we go into this thing, what's the play that I'm gonna run so that this does make money? And intentionality is how you make money fast on YouTube. Just being intentional with things.
Yeah, I think that's massive, because when you think about $7,000 and what it would take in AdSense to pull that off, you know, that's a lot of views, and most people, you know, might not get there. Whereas you are able to make, you know, a lot more money by selling your own product. Just go back to affiliate marketing for one sec. I think affiliate marketing could be easier than what you just explained, just because like you don't have to worry about fulfillment.
100.
Like you don't have to get
There's not the
emails
time.
and I
still have
hate
to make
this
the course. I still have to do the thing. Yeah.
So there's way more effort that goes into that. But what I like about what you just explained is like you build it once and you kind of just sell it forever.
Yeah.
And that's really, really cool. And so it's like, if you're going to spend the time to make a YouTube video, you can spend the time to like make this digital product, and that could be, you know, that's been awesome for you. So I love that.
And then I think another practical approach to making fast money on YouTube is offering consultations just straight off of your YouTube videos, especially if you're starting off.
Yeah.
So the cool thing about YouTube is building trust with an 8, 10, 25-minute video that somebody will just do, like they want to go more intimate. And if you offer that, especially starting out, I feel like you can fill up, you know, maybe a day, maybe you fill up Saturday and you do these one-on-one consultations, and then you get that data, and then later on you create programs. But Nate was just in the back and he was like, yeah, but what's an email list to even begin with? You know, maybe this is new information because people maybe have a W-2 right now and you're like, I know I want to create videos. I would say an email list is simply a list of people's emails. But why do we want to have an email list? Well, we want an email list because we don't own our audiences on these platforms. We don't own our subscribers. We also can't reach our subscribers 100% of the time. So the reason of building an email list and utilizing these platforms to really do that is so that you can gain control if anything were to happen. What if your channel got shut down? What if you got taken down for monetization or whatever? Like something that was honestly out of your control. Well, good thing you built your email list, because now if you started a brand new YouTube channel, you could be like, yo, I'm over here. And so that's the power of email lists. And that's why I would say you would want to consider building one, especially early on in your YouTube journey.
I feel like most people that we talk to who are business minded first, they all say that same thing. Build an email list. And it's interesting because I've always I don't really check my emails too much, but I do occasionally, you know, there's a couple newsletters, and I think it all comes down to value and how can you email these people just once in a while and like provide.
I'll answer that question right now.
How do
literally, you email everyone that your video is out. That's literally like that. That's a weekly email I send out. Is new podcast has released. We talk about this, and here's the link to the podcast. So it's actually a cool way because not everyone consumes all the same way, and not everyone is on YouTube every day. But if you can tell them on email, they maybe just open up their email. It's just another way of a touch point. But that's an easy way to be consistent with emails, is like just make that newsletter, hey, this week's uploads or this week's stuff. And then again, email is awesome because of linking. You can link up other things like the affiliate link that you talked about in your video.
On consulting real quick, I will say I agree. And after the last time, because I don't do consulting often, but I talked about how I was coaching Roy Hibbert and his YouTube channel. And then I said 2,000 views because that was after like 24 hours. He texted me after that came out and he's like, dude, it's at 36,000 views. I was like, oh gosh. I was like, that sounds way better. You know,
fire.
It was like days later. And so I've had a lot of people reach out about consulting. And so I only take on, you know, a couple, and usually it's happening in my Instagram DMs.
Another link in the description.
Dude, I want to ask you like how I feel like Instagram DMs is really, it's such a cool partnership for YouTube because the DM, you can voice record and talk to people and kind of see people want to work with you. They can just message you, whereas on YouTube, there's not like a DM feature.
Right.
Curious, two things. how are you using Instagram to add fuel to your YouTube growth, your YouTube fire, you know, to make money specifically, do business. But then also when it comes to consulting, like how do you figure out what to charge?
Yeah. So the first layer, I would say I just use Instagram as a promotional tool for the things that I'm dropping on YouTube, whether that's showing a clip or a snippet of a longer video that I've posted. And back to that little free giveaway thing I do, I'll share that on my stories from time to time. And also, once you create that link, you have this link in your back pocket. There's going to be people that ask you questions and you'll be like, hey, it's here. Just download this. And then if that answers the question, then they go on to the next thing. They could probably spend the extra whatever product you have. And speaking of links in the description and affiliate marketing, we have this training that will teach you not only affiliate marketing best practices, but also how to get that video to get seen by as many people as possible. And you can go to thinkmasterclass.com. That is a link in the description, free class, and you should go ahead and check it out.
Here we are, literally using the tactics we're talking about. Back to content real quick, because I had someone just ask me recently and they are starting their YouTube channel and he was wondering, he goes, should I take a video and basically say, hey guys, tomorrow I have a YouTube video dropping, interview podcast. And I was like, no, don't do that. People don't care about that. You have to provide value in some way. So I was like, Opus Clip is a really easy way to do this, but like throw that podcast into Opus Clip and post something from the podcast. That's valuable. Like take the best moment and promote that on your Instagram, promote that, you know, other places.
Dude,
on
so
social
many
media.
times that my vertical reel persuaded somebody to go and watch the full thing.
Which then they found the link in the description and wanted to work with you. And like, it's just a train of,
building that out is just, you know, we're giving you the framework. So like, just think about how this works in your world. But when it comes to charging for consulting, I think it's, I mean, I hate to say it's case by case, right? If you live in small town America and you're maybe helping somebody build their photography business, let's just say, or videography business, based on a lot of times where you live, your expertise is how you determine how much it's worth to do that hour. I always like to tell, you know, newer people who are starting to get in business and they're starting to charge, figuring out pricing, I think comes a lot down to knowing yourself. There's a frustration point that you hit when you feel like something's not worth your time anymore. And I would just say, listen to that. Like that thing in you that's like, man, that was like way too much, or like I gave away way too much. And so, yeah, that's how I'd say, that's my like 101 on how to charge for a consulting session.
Yeah. I think, you know, that does seem super simple. And obviously people have to have some sort of like expertise. And I just think about too, the people who maybe they're like, I can't do consulting. Like maybe I could do affiliate links and other ways. I think, you know, one of the things that I thought about, you know, a year and a half ago was this faceless channel. And that is another route. Would I, being honest, say it's easy? No. And a lot of YouTube gurus are going to hop on YouTube and be like, AI will make your faceless videos and you don't have to do anything. I'm like, yeah, but you get 0 views.
And is it fast?
Here's what I think, like, if you know YouTube and you're watching this and you're a fan of YouTube and you understand thumbnails and titles and just editing, you can actually very easily start a faceless YouTube channel. Steph, a video editor for our Think Media podcast, I told him, I was like, dude, I think you'd actually crush a faceless channel. He started one, a poker channel, and it is popping, bro.
No way.
Yeah, like hundreds of thousands of views.
Wow.
And so on a brand new channel. So I'm like, for him, it was easy, right? And for some people, for consulting, that's easy. So I just think it's like, you know, you got to find your strengths too.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, I want to talk about like building your character, building your skill sets, and documenting that journey on YouTube. Because I think some people maybe focus, they watch this video and they didn't watch our other video on how to grow a YouTube channel. And they're like, all they care about is making money.
That's good.
But it's like, how can people build their skill sets first, build an audience, build trust, and provide value while they grow? Because, you know, talk to me about that. Like, what should someone do here who they're not ready to consult people? They're not ready to build their own course yet.
I would sit down with a notepad.
Yeah.
Like wide open with a pen and just map out the end in mind. This was something Sean teaches. Like what's the end goal in mind though? So I think as long as you have a North Star, because if you're going with no like direction, I find that that's when people get discouraged. Because most people get discouraged on YouTube because the money part. Like I'm not seeing the money fast enough, therefore I quit.
Yeah.
You know, and then Unfortunately, when you quit YouTube, that's the number one strategy to fail on YouTube is to actually quit. But I think if you have that end goal in mind and knowing that it's the journey and the process, then you're going to be good. And yes, YouTube requires so many skills other than making videos. It's the skill of communication. It's the skill of, just being able to relate to the camera. It's the skill of personal, relationships. You said you got a brand deal on your Faceless channel.
Yeah.
That back and forth with that brand took some business acumen. You understanding what your channel's value has and what that value that they can bring by you sharing their product and stuff. So I think maybe on this piece of paper, you're going to write down what's your North Star, like why am I doing this thing, and how, and then ultimately
and even a number. Maybe I want to make this amount of money.
By this time.
Yeah.
Like setting that North Star, and then I think write down these skills that you want to grow in. And I would argue, if you're a YouTube connoisseur, use YouTube to actually grow in these skills. And all this consumption is actually going to make you a better creator. And so I always like to say, if you consolidate what you consume, it'll change the way you create. And so I would tell people just do that.
Yeah, I think that I take myself back 5 years and I see you making money online selling digital products. I was like, I can do that because I'm a videographer. I was like, I can make my own presets. I'm like, I could learn how to do that. One thing that I wish maybe I did earlier, and something I would tell the person watching this right now, is even if you feel like you're not ready to sell something, one of the best things you can do for yourself is to just post YouTube videos, because through posting YouTube videos, you're going to grow an audience. You're going to get better at creating. You're going to get better at speaking.
You're going to get more data from what your audience wants.
You're going to learn so much. Like you talked about the comments on your podcast. People keep asking me this question. And so I think there's so many benefits, even if you're not making money right away, to just posting YouTube videos, to just get started. There's so much that can be built through your character. There's so much that can be built on even learning marketing and how to title and position. I've learned so much stuff that I didn't think I would learn just by creating content. And now I feel like I have skill sets to earn money through YouTube and online video. And I think most people, maybe if they're watching this and they don't have that skill set built up of actually being able to be a content creator, they're not even getting people to see their links in the description in the first place. Now we have a whole podcast breaking down how to grow on YouTube. Yeah. And it's start there. But I just wanted to say that because I think some people watching this, they're not ready for this conversation, Yeah. But it's make content and it's come back to this and you'll be ready to make money. And then it will be easy for you because another thing to touch on too, that I don't want to say it's kind of easy. I mean, it's brand deals.
Yep.
And I think if you're working with brands already, like we're using microphones, we use cameras every day, we use certain tools like vidIQ, Epidemic Sound, we already are using them.
You wear certain clothes.
Exactly. Brand integrations can be very easy when it's you're aligned on your values and how you use them. And so my Faceless channel, for example, got a $15,000 brand deal. And that to me blew my mind because I was like, this is where the real money's at. Mm-hmm. And I'm I already knew that because just looking at Think Media, we work with brands all the time. I know that there is money to be made for brand deals. We work with creators and I see they're making a lot of money with brand deals. And so I don't know if you want to add any tips here, but how could someone go about maybe getting their first brand deal, how much to charge? And because I think brand deals is massive. And it could be pretty simple if you just make it simple. Right.
No, I definitely, when it comes to brand deals, I personally haven't fully wrapped my brain around them because, we do the brand deals on Think Media. And at first, I think a low level idea of a brand deal is I promote your stuff and therefore you sell more. Right. Yeah. But getting to talk with a friend who's an expert in brand deals, he was like, no, there are so many brands that would just want to connect with a creator. They just want their brand to be associated with this likeness of a human being. And it really got me thinking about this is the new age of sports and influencer, right? Sport, LeBron James will make $1 billion from Nike. Why will he make $1 billion from Nike? Because he's the greatest player at this time currently, maybe not of all time, but but the likeness of who LeBron is and the association for it to be Nike. When you think of LeBron, you think of Nike. When you think of Nike, you think of LeBron. And there's not really, obviously they've done a ton of sales, but it's not about the sale. So I think that actually opens up more opportunity for doing some research and finding even brands that would probably appreciate wanting to have some association. Because the reality is these brands have marketing budgets, or they got to spend this money. And so the problem isn't a lot of the times that they can't spend it. The problem is they can't find the people. And so, positioning yourself, and this really comes to just being, when you're truly transparent and people, you can feel that vibe, it's going to be, I think it's going to be easy. I was talking with Shalene Johnson on my last podcast, and we were talking about building your personal brand in your 2.0 era. Like this is like after you've parented, after you've done your career. There's such a wide open space for people who are 40, 50, 60 to start posting videos online because they have so much to offer. And they can literally just turn on cameras and you can literally talk about how you've been married for 30 years. And who knows, eHarmony is looking for 45, 50-year-olds to talk about this stuff. And so I think there's just the opportunity to know that doing brand deals doesn't necessarily have to be a direct to sale thing, but it could totally be finding brands that you want to actually build with, and they'll work with you over the long haul.
I found this guy on YouTube, Dry Creek Wrangler School, pulling in major views.
That's major views.
And he's just like grandpa sitting on his ranch, smoking tobacco out of a pipe, sitting in his chair. And he's talking about life experiences, pulling in a ton of views. Now, I guess what I'm saying is there is a place for people on YouTube.
Yep.
And what I think is he attracts a certain audience, right? His videos attract a certain audience. His vibe, his aura attracts a certain audience. I think one major tip that people can do on YouTube to make more money with brand deals, even if you're not getting a ton of views, is simply to go very targeted niche audience.
Yep.
Because I have my buddy Alejandro doing carnivore, and he's on his YouTube channel now documenting, he's not a carnivore expert, but he's documenting his journey doing carnivore, and he's going to start getting crazy brand deals because
I was going to say, he's going to start getting free meat.
He's going to get free. No. He's got meat sent to his door,
Fire.
Jerky, sponsors, but having a very targeted audience, and that comes from very targeted content, just going in all on your passion can that people want to get in front of the really micro influencers that don't have a lot of, subscribers.
This is another one that I found. His name is, it's The Uneducated Economist. Dude, he sits in his car. And
Sam
he just,
Sulek vibe?
Yeah, no edit though. It's start to finish. There's
no editing on this too.
No jump cut, no thumbnail. Is this the
new era of YouTube? Can we just talk about this for a sec?
No, it's just, if you just turn on a camera, and if there's something that obviously he knows what he's talking about, but I went to see okay, what's this guy's monetization strategy? He looks a little bit older, and it's Patreon. So he's creating a community, which is another opportunity to monetize your YouTube channel. It's just have your people show up somewhere else, and maybe you upload your videos on YouTube, but Patreon, you just give them a little bit more. You give them behind the scenes, they get access to you, and a lot of times, that doesn't have to get even techie or fancy. That's just you go live in your Patreon. You come up with those deliverables, but I didn't know that's how he was monetizing his channel, but it's just one of the top links.
Dude, because a lot of people, they just think, when you get on YouTube, it's AdSense.
Yeah.
People watch my videos, ads play, I make money. Now that can be beneficial if you're pulling in tons of views, and a lot of faceless channels, that's kind of what they go for. But you can make way more money simply by focusing on this. And I think what I hope people get from listening to this is there's so many options for you to get started, physical products, digital products, partnering with brands, affiliate marketing, doing your own business. There's a lot of opportunity. And so I think the value here is learn YouTube, learn to bring people to your videos and deliver content, build trust, and then optimize that link in description. And I want to end with the best practices to get people to that link in description. I think you mentioned just having that call to action. I think another thing that is really easy that you can do is just add text on screen and just let people.
Yeah, you don't even have to say anything.
People don't know it's there
until you
unless
show
you tell
them or
them.
say it.
You got to show them. You need to say it. And also another big thing is make sure that link is at the very top of the description, because there's what they call the fold on the description. And so we'll have a little visual here, but you can click to see more, but you don't want people to have to click to see more because some people don't. So you want it at the very top there where it's either your first line is like keyword optimized, and the second line is going to be your link with a little bit of copy telling people to go there, or you could reverse that. And just doing those couple things are going to help kind of increase that percentage of people going from viewers to buyers.
I feel like that was low key a masterclass in monetizing on YouTube, like breaking it down. And if you had any difficulties or maybe something was confusing, just put a comment and we'll do our best to get back to you. But I just want you to know it's possible. I hope from these conversations that me and Nolan have that you just feel empowered to know that there's room for you and there's even money for you. And so that you can, provide for your family and, live with purpose and be generous.
Love it. Amazing. Well, guys, I really think you should check out Omar and I's podcast where we talked about how to grow a YouTube channel this year. So click on the screen, check that out. And hey, comment below, what should we talk about next? We need to do this again.